Hey, what's up, guys? Paul coming to you today. Guys, we are going to do something different. For weeks, I've been talking about things that have been impacting my life, but this is something that I've wanted to do for quite some time, and that is to read my book aloud, Beardology. And so right now, my book is available on Amazon. It's available on Kindle, but you cannot get an audio version. And so I didn't put it up on Audible because just the orchestration of getting it all up there and everything. But I wanted to do this strictly here for YouTube and anybody listening on a podcast app. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to go through my book, Beardology, chapter by chapter. And then at the end of every chapter, I'm going to talk about and do a commentary. What I was going through, what I was dealing with, why it was important, why I thought it was important to be in the book. So with that, let's dive on in. So my book is in 4 parts. Part 1 is called The Dark Warrior. The quote before the chapter is, "Do you wish to rise? Begin by descending. You plan a tower to pierce the clouds. Lay first a foundation of humility." St. Augustine, Christian Bishop, 354 to 430 CE. Chapter 1, Introduction. The American dream is not about comfort or stability. That is the scam. The real American dream is about freedom. The freedom to pursue you and all of you. Paul M. Berens. The Beard, aka Beardology. Contrary to the main title of this book is not about my epic, legendary, or massive beard. Well, not really. This book is about a quest for my own freedom and liberation as a man. A quest that's been filled with the highest peaks and the lowest of low valleys. A quest that has heroes and villains. A quest that has shown me my dark warrior and my light warrior. The beard, Beardology, my beard, represents my symbol for my own freedom and liberation for God's purpose for my life. It is my lighthouse in the darkest of times. My beard represents a symbol much like the Batman symbol shining bright in the sky over Gotham City. And most importantly, this book is about you right now, at this moment, and how you can begin your own quest for your liberation of freedom in your life. Your liberation of your life and God's purpose for you to exist. The quest to live a life worth living. I don't need to know who you are or what you are going through, but I know at my lowest point, I didn't know where to turn or who to turn to. My guess is that if you are reading this right now, you may feel lost, burnt out, overwhelmed, underpaid, underfucked, or unconfident in yourself or your ability to make life happen on your terms. I felt like I was locked in a prison cell with the keys inside my own pocket. And even then, I could not escape the cell. A prison cell that I created for myself by a series of choices I had made. I didn't know how things had gotten to the point they were at. I felt like I was juggling cats and chainsaws at the same time, which is impossible. My ship was not only on fire, but it was also sinking while I was handcuffed to the helm. I could barely keep my head above water. My wife and sons were waiting for me to step up and lead as a man. My health was rapidly declining and heading towards a major health scare like cancer or an autoimmune disease. Every morning I'd wake up and have to drag myself out of bed because I didn't want to see daylight. I would go look at myself in the mirror and speak so negatively about myself that if I said the same words to another man, he would have kicked my ass. How did I get here? How did it get so bad? Why does this shit always happen to me? I needed a radical life course correction. I needed a fucking miracle. I didn't need just change. I needed more than change. I needed to transform into the man I envisioned in my head. That man was rich and healthy and jacked. A man that was deeply connected to God, his wife, and his children. A man that leads his family by creating an everlasting legacy. A man that had the most glorious beard that everyone adored. That is the man I wanted to be, but I didn't know how to be that man. Enter the beard. You need your own symbol for liberation of your life like I did. When you hear the word beard, Like 100% of people today, you associate that with a man's facial hair. I also didn't know this prior to writing this book, but during the book writing journey, I found out what the verb definition of beard means. This meaning has ironically been the definition for my entire life. I just did not know it. Definition: beard, verb, bearded, bearding, beards. To confront with boldness, resolution, and often effrontery, defiance. Are you fucking kidding me? My beard, my symbol of freedom that had become the icon for my changed life, means to approach life with boldness and to defy. Yeah, this is right up my alley. This is my life in a container. The beard is me. I am the beard. Better yet, I am the beard man. So let's dive in. Oh, and fair warning, I swear and I am not sorry about it. If you can't deal with that, you will never be able to climb out of the pit you are currently in and live a life by design. Book layout. At the beginning of each chapter, I quote myself. Now, this may sound egotistical, so let me explain. Every morning when I get up after I take a piss, I meditate for 30 minutes. During my meditation, this is where I talk with God and connect with God. I lay it all out there for Him. Immediately after my meditation, I go into journaling. I journal these lessons and thoughts in my conversation with God. After this is all said and done, I have clarity, and a quote comes from the clarity and the lesson for the day. The quotes that I've placed in this book are major lessons I've gained from this process. I've cataloged these quotes on my Instagram page for all to see over the past year. At the end of each chapter, I will present you with key takeaways from the lessons I learned from my experience that I am sharing with you. I will also propose real and raw questions to you and how those takeaways can be implemented in your life. Please do not take these lightly. How to apply key takeaways. What, why, lesson apply. What is the lesson? Why is that story or experience a lesson? What is the primary lesson? How can I apply this to my life? There are 4 parts to this book. Each chapter is written in a way of describing my struggles and lessons through storytelling that you can identify the lesson and apply to your own quest for freedom for your life. But here's the deal. You will only transform your life if you are really fucking honest with yourself. So be real, be raw, and if you just want to say that you read yet another self-help book, this book is not for you. Key takeaways. Number 1. Symbolic representation. Can you think of your beard? What is the symbol of freedom in your life right now? Number 2, quest for freedom. Where are you feeling lost, burnt out, and overwhelmed? What journey can you begin today that will move you towards liberation? Number 3, personal struggles. What struggles have you faced and continue to currently face? Like me, do you have a self-created prison? Are you grappling with negative self-talk and facing the weight of responsibilities? Number 4, radical life course correction. What in your life needs to become a catalyst for the radical transformation you seek? All right, guys, that was chapter 1. So I'm setting up the frame here for what it means to be bearded. I'm giving you the definition and my symbol of freedom, which was my beard. And the reason it was my beard is because when I left the fire department, I just let it grow. And I haven't, fully shaved since that time. So I'm employing you as the reader to search yourself. Search within. What is going on for you? What's working? What's not working? What are these key things in your life? What is your symbol, aka your beard, in your life right now that you need to attach to in order for you to get that radical transformation? So when I sat down and started this book writing journey, one day I was just writing and I was like, what does beard mean? Like I know it's facial hair. So I typed it in the computer and I was completely dumbfounded. I was like, I cannot believe this is the definition because it's me. It's my whole life. I have always been the guy to be bold. Having a beard is bold. Leaving a career being the primary breadwinner, having the insurance, all of that stuff is bold. And the last part, defiance. Now, I tend to be more defiant than most. And a lot of that isn't because I enjoy defying the norm or defying authority or whatever it is, but it's because I'm inquisitive. And in the fire department, this was a big problem. They did not like you to ask questions. It was sit down and shut up. And we go into this later in the book. But I live a life of trying to understand whatever it is we're looking at. And the defiance piece comes from like, hey, I'm going to ask some questions. Why are we doing it this way? So the key takeaways at the end, that's what I want you guys to do, is I want you to start asking real and raw questions. And this is the first piece in the book, because if you guys get this wrong, everything from this point forward will be bogus. If you cannot tell the truth, tell the facts of whatever it is in your life, it does not matter what you do from this point forward. So guys, it's time to get deep. It's time to look within, figure out what you're struggling with, figure out what your problems are, figure out how you're going to fix them, figure out where you're going to go. And I can tell you, for me, my experience, my lesson was I needed something to catapult me to move out of the fire service. So in May of 2017, I said bye-bye to the fire department after 14 years, dedicating my life to the fire department, spending countless hours trying to become the best within that position. And I left. I made the most money at the time. I had the insurance. My son was 1.5 years. My wife had a small business, and we had no idea how we were going to make it work. So I left the fire department in May. I started my own business, becoming a home inspector, went back into training, used and leveraged my fire department experience to create a business. And I did all that until August, and then I shut it down again. So this idea of being bearded is something that's within me. It's within my DNA. The book Beardology just isn't, that title just because it's cool and I have a beard. This is me. I'm the beard man. And this is how I approach life, with boldness, resolution, and sometimes defiance. So the last thing I will leave you guys with is this. My book's been out for 14, 15 months, and I've gotten great feedback. Actually, to date, if it's been negative, nobody's ever told me. But I've had multiple people say, Paul, I couldn't put your book down. So I read the whole thing in one sitting. And all the while, that's a good compliment to how I tell the story and how I present things. They miss the point, because this book is designed for you to go within yourself. It's designed for you to reflect on who you are today and who you must become in the future. And the reason that's so important is because the key takeaways at the end of the book, those questions are the questions you need to be asking yourself in order to get to where you're going. I even say, if you're just trying to read another book, just say you did it. This isn't the book for you. Because how many times have we listened to a podcast, bought a course that we didn't finish, or, bought a book we didn't finish, or read a book and just put it up on the shelf, and we continued to do the same fucking thing over and over? Yeah, I've been there too. So I want you to take this video, I want you to take the key takeaways, and I want you to pause, stop as much as you need to, and write these down and start following this process and watch what comes up. So guys, as always, if you got something from this, please like, please subscribe. And if you go do these key takeaways, please comment below what it came up for you. So until then, till next time, we'll see you soon.